Meeting to order. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. So you're going to see the difference between Norma and Bob being here. Norma called and said she couldn't and asked if I would contact Bob and have him sit in her place. Sure. So that's what I did. Minutes from the last meeting, I think we're going to have to wait to approve them. I would not mind approving them, but I don't think I can do it on my own. So
we'll just table.
Yep. So if we could table those, that would be great. Public comment. Having none, seeing none. Policy JFAD.
Ms. Kevler will speak to some of the changes that she proposed in the policy.
So the language that we changed basically was language that says the maximum class size is 12 with 50% or less non-disabled students' participation. I took out the beginning November 1st, 2014, because that doesn't seem to apply any longer. Mm-hmm. So effective July 1, 2015, requests will be approved based on a lottery system. Because the class size isn't changed to 12, I just changed the numbers from 6 to 5 and 5 to 4. 6 to 5. So if 5 non-disabled students may attend preschool, the first 5 names drawn will be able to attend. The 6th name drawn will be placed first on a waiting list. The 7th name drawn will be second on the waiting list, and so forth. I added, based on our meeting last time, we said that we thought that the request should go through the principal. And students approved to attend preschool need to confirm their acceptance and attendance by July 1st for their non-disabled student to attend the preschool program. And the rate that we talked about last time was $240 a month, which is $15 a day for a 4-day program.
And the only thing that I don't see is how are we gonna, is it gonna be the principal that will instruct the parents that they can apply for a waiver?
What my notes said that we would work on a waiver and amend the policy once we had a waiver in place for the 2015-16 year. And I think the communication there needs to be a letter that goes out to existing parents. Mm-hmm. And in that communication, probably, in that letter, we should put something about that we'll be developing a waiver. I guess I would want to have a conversation about that. I'm still a little unclear on how we determine whether a student is waived tuition.
I think that we all had that concern, and we didn't know if it would be financial, Title I. We didn't know, like, if they, I don't know how to do that without infringing on their privacy.
Right. I know I spoke with Mr. Runig in 44 now, who says that he is doing it based on free and reduced lunch. But if it's a family that doesn't have a child in school, then I don't know how you base it on free and reduced lunch.
They'd have to apply.
Not as a preschool student.
But there has to be a way that we can get that formula. Mm-hmm. And we can look at that formula based on their family number and figure out if they would qualify. There would have to be some kind of a table we could come up with, or formula.
The way I saw us leave it was that we were going to do some research around a waiver system prior to the start of the next school year and inform parents and make amendments to this policy.
Okay.
We haven't done the research on the waiver process at this point. However,
so at this point in time, this will clarify to the rest of the board when we bring it to them what
it's less than 50%, class size of 12,
and it'll clarify to the parents how they'll be picked and
Yes.
what the rate of tuition will be.
Yes.
Okay.
So it's a matter of making it, again, I think one of the sticking points was the rate of tuition, if there was going to be a tuition. So I think that's something that should be discussed, because originally the 240 came out of the policy subcommittee out of discussion.
Yes, it did.
But it hasn't, that rate hasn't made it to the full board at all.
No, not yet, because the policy hasn't made it to the full board yet. But that's, there's almost not a comparable preschool with that rate in town, is that right?
In town, what I did was get rates of other public schools.
Oh, perfect, okay. Mr. Brown?
I didn't know, how are we conducting this committee meeting? Bob's not on the policy committee.
No, I got a message from Norma today that said she couldn't be here and asked if Bob could sit in, and I said I didn't have a problem with that.
Well,
Do you have a problem with that?
that's a board decision. I mean,
I'm sorry, I did what the chair asked me to do.
well, but that's a board decision. I mean, that's, well, so we have, once again, we're continuing with one person directing the policy committee? I have a problem with that. That's a board decision.
Okay, so would you like us to stop the meeting?
I don't see how you can make any recommendations on the, one member, once again, directing the whole committee.
Well, she asked if Bob could sit in her place, so
That's a board decision.
Okay, so, that's fine. Let's, we'll close the meeting. We'll reschedule. Thanks for your input. Motion to, what's it called?
Adjourn.
Adjourn.
Thank you.
You're welcome.